Yeah, so, you know, I refer to this bazaar, digital bazaar, and at bazaar you have these people who are always willing to buy from you and sell to you. Now, if you kind of think about it, those people are something called market makers. Why? Because they always make a market. And they, or if you
Even if they don't feel like it.
Exactly.
After they don't feel like it, they have to.
They have to. They're
because
always
they are
there.
the market makers.
Exactly. They are the ones to make the markets. And actually they're always there. This is very important. They're always there. And if you want to buy something or if you want to sell something, they're always there to say, okay, I give you a price if you want to buy from me. And if you want to sell to me, I will give you a price. This is actually what a market maker is. And now imagine a bazaar with a lot of clients that has no people who make markets. That means you come to the bazaar, you know, you say, I want to buy an amazing rug or spices, but there's nobody there to sell it, you know? Or you come with your spices or your jewelry, say, oh, I want to sell it, and but there's nobody there to buy it, you know? So it turns out that in the digital world, in the digital asset world, these market makers, the people who make market, are extremely important because if you don't have them, our vision of digital assets where we want to digitize everything just completely breaks. So this is actually what flovtec does.
Just to explain it a little bit further, in the traditional financial markets, market making exists as well.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Exactly. So market making is what actually, if you go and read in the history books, market making is actually one of the oldest businesses in finance. And 5,000-6,000 years ago, they were called money changers because you would have money and you would travel somewhere far. It would take you a long time, and you would have to go to these money changers to say, hey, I want to have the money, the currency that's used somewhere far away, and please can you exchange that for me such that I have the right currency when I arrive at a new place. And these money changers, you know, are basically market makers. So it's been around for actually thousands of years. And now we are kind of moving a bit further into the future, and we will need market makers in the future
as
for digital assets to work.
Great. It's an understandable example.
I hope,
And how does Lykke work as a market maker, or is it flovtec? Or how do you handle these two different businesses?
So it turns out that our regulators are very smart, and they know that an exchange shouldn't also be doing market making. So an exchange, that's the bazaar, right, where we come to trade, but it's not good that the bazaar trades against everyone, actually. But he's the market maker. So
not like a casino.
Exactly. So it's an amazing example. So not like in a casino where the house
always wins.
Exactly, and plays against you and always wins. Coincidence, you know. So the regulators are very smart about that, and they actually don't allow exchanges also to be market makers, to trade against their clients. And that's why, as I say, as you kind of hinted or mentioned, I am the CEO and founder of flovtec, but I am the founder of Lykke, and I don't have an operating role there anymore. So
because of this
conflict of interest, actually. Exactly. So this is in a nutshell.
Okay, great. So flovtec is now offering market making to digital assets at Lykke.
At a lot of exchanges around the globe. So we are connected. Basically, if I have to explain, obviously, for instance, you and I are strolling now and talking, but in the background, flovtec's algorithms are automatically putting this buy and sell prices at digital assets around the world, even as we speak now, actually.
Even on the weekend.
Even on the weekend.
Which is very different to the traditional financial market again, right?
Exactly. So we do that 24/7. It happens all the time during the night, and as you can imagine, I mean, if we were to do this manually, I mean, I wouldn't be able to have this great conversation with you now, and I wouldn't be able to say all this to the audience. So it has to be all fully automated, computerized. It runs 24/7, and you see, I'm not that stressed out, meaning we are confident of the algorithms of the software that's actually doing that on an automated basis.
And what's the biggest difference between your algorithm that does this market making and the traditional market making? Is there more humans? Are there more humans involved in the traditional market making?
So if I have to say the vision, first of all, the vision of blockchain is that we will have hundreds of millions of digital assets. So it's all about scale. Flovtec's goal is actually to be able to market make for hundreds of thousands of digital assets, hundreds of millions of digital assets, right? Now, if you go to the traditional world, there is a bit of a funny situation. Everybody wants to be a market maker for assets that everybody else wants to trade, but nobody wants to be a market maker for the assets that are traded very infrequently.
Yeah.
So imagine you come to a bazaar with a special earring, you know,
Yeah.
and you say, oh, I need somebody to buy this from me because I want to sell it. And there's no market maker because everybody says, yeah, this is super unique. I'm not sure how I'm going to, you know, manage it later, so I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
Flovtec's goal, Flovtec's vision is that we're the market maker for that special, unique earring, and we're going to always be a market maker for what people call illiquid assets.
Okay.
So we want to create liquidity for very illiquid assets. That's our vision and that's our goal.
Wow, okay, that sounds revolutionary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anton, for this explanation. Thank you so much for joining us for this stroll today.
Yeah.
And let's see, I'm looking forward to your questions and maybe he joins us on another stroll in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anton.
Thanks very much. It was really a pleasure, and I hope you at least learned today what is market making and what are digital assets, and that you enjoyed the stroll.
Thank you.